What's up, YouTube? This was a little cup battle against LadyKrimZen for my 69th Pokemon battle. Yep, so 69's an awesome number, so we thought we'd do something pretty cool for it. So this was a really extremely close battle without giving it away, and I hope you enjoy seeing some of the, lesser used Pokemon in action. Okay, so I'm leading off with my Chinchou, and she's leading off with the Nidoran. She protects off, and I go for a Volt Switch because I am Scarfed. So when you see Volt Switch, it normally means you're Scarfed anyway, so yeah, dip. So she sets up the Toxic Spikes there. I'm just going to go in for a Thunderbolt and try and finish this thing off, which I do, which is pretty cool. Ghastly's a really badass in LittleCup, so yep, so I go into my Raccoon now to absorb those Toxic Spikes. Lucky I brought him along. He was a little bit of a sacrifice, but I knew they couldn't be set up again, so at least I got rid of them. So the Aftermath, and I knew Aftermath and Recoil would still do a lot of damage to her Demi-Devil. So I bring out my Apom and I go for the Fake Out, but obviously she's going to switch into this thing. This thing was really annoying to kill, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it would have Everlight, because we basically agreed on one Everlight on both our teams, otherwise it's just too OP. So Curse comes out there, so I'm not too worried about that because at the moment, because I know it can't do much to my Ghastly, so I'm just going to U-turn out there, and it does, yeah, alright damage. So yep, so I go into my Ghastly again. I'm expecting like Earthquake or something, but Frustration comes out, but that's all cool, because yeah, so obviously it switches out, so it's not carrying like Crunch or anything like that. So I go for the Trick there, just in case it stays in, if it curses again. So it didn't, so we both swapped Choice Scarfers, which was pretty funny. And so Sandstorm was doing a little bit of damage to me. I know I can outspeed, obviously, and kill this thing, so I just wanted to see what, it was good to see what item it had anyway. So yeah, so in comes this thing, which fucked me over the entire match, as you'll see. So I go into my Apom because I really have nothing to take this close, because I knew close combat or a fighting move was coming, so I didn't really need my Apom anymore. So, yep, it did its job. Okay, so obviously it's going to have the Toxic Orb, so yep, it's got Quick Feet for sure. So I go into Dratini, go for a Dragon Dance because I knew I could take it because I'm bulky, but I do get critted, so that fucking sucked. So that wrecked my extreme speed strategy there. So I go to my Chinchou thinking, well, I'm Scarfed on this as well, but he misses it like Houdini, so I get killed by Earthquake. So at this point I'm friggin' raging because I've missed twice in a row. I've got critted and it's missed, so yep, I really need to kill this thing, otherwise I'm going to get swept. So I go into my Ghastly, knowing that none of it's moved, can hit me at all, so I just go for the Sludge Bomb because that's stab, and yep, anything that comes into it's going to get hurt decently, even if it resists it. So obviously it's going to, I knew the Hippowdon was going to come back in, so yep, it does get a poison though, so thankfully that sort of makes up for what happened before, but not really. So I go into another Sludge Bomb there. It just lives and gets a Slack off, so I'm like, oh damn, I'm not going to be able to kill that again before I can slack off again. So I know it's going to go for another slack off this turn, so obviously I'm going to switch out and go into something that can do something. So I go into this guy, lower my pants. If you actually look at him, he's actually pulls his pants up and he lets them down, so he's kind of like a little streaker dude. It's just so funny watching him. Anyway, so I go for the Bulk Up here. This is my Everlight Pokemon I brought, so yeah, it's pretty beastie with Bulk Up. So he goes for the Earthquake and it does nothing, obviously. So yep, I think she figured out it was Everlight by that time. So Poison's actually doing residual damage there, and in comes the little Pedo Bear, but I knew it should switch away, so I went for the Drain Punch on that turn and got some life back. So finally I got rid of that thing, which was really good. So I do have Rest and Shed Skin on this, so I did have a form of recovery. So out comes Skulltiller, and I go for the Drain Punch. I know it's not very effective, but still I'm regaining life with it, and it's still stab, and it's still a 3-hit KO, so which was fine. And Sandstorm is around as well. So Thunderbolt doesn't hit me for very much at all because I had max special defense, max health, so that was my set there. So one more Thunderbolt hits me, but that's obviously not going to kill me. Probably not even with a crit, maybe. Anyway, so Payback takes it out anyway, so that's fine. I'm just going to rest off this turn, so I know a Brick Break or anything like that is coming. But I know Ghastly can resist any of Apom's moves, so yep, Ghastly was the thing I had to keep going at the moment because he was the only thing that I could kill Hippo down with. So in comes Hippo down again. I go for what did I go for here? Yep, I go for the Shadow Ball again. I know it's probably gonna try and slack off again. Yep, as it does, it just doesn't kill it again. So I'm thinking, well, she's just gonna keep slacking off, so I can die to Sandstorm. So that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna switch out there, and I'm gonna go to this guy again and get a rest off because I know it's gonna go for a slack off again. So I was basically predicting fairly well here. So I went for the rest here because I do have Shed Skin, and I knew straight away she'd switch back into the Apom because I knew it'd be carrying Brick Break or something like along those lines to damage me. So yeah, I got all my health back. I know I can take a Brick Break, at least 2 of them, so maybe only 2 because of the Sandstorm damage. So I'm going to stay in for this one because I wanted to make sure I could get a free switch of my Ghastly, and so I kind of tricked her into thinking I'd stay in again, thinking I'd survive and wake up with the Shed Skin, which I did. But yeah, I switched out again and I went into my Gengar there because I knew she'd go for a Brick Break again, which she did. So that's fine, and she was kind of forced to switch out here, and I knew she'd have to go into Hippo down, and so I went for a Shadow Ball. So that was pretty good prediction there. So I knew I needed 2 Shadow Balls to do some damage to this thing, and with the poison damage, I was pretty confident I could get the kill finally after trying like 3 times. So finally I get the Hippo down, and I'm just living there. So in comes Apom again. I know it's going to go for a Brick Break because obviously I'm going to switch out there because I'm scarfed, of course. I've got a double scarf going. So down goes my my pants. He just dropped his pants again, and I'm going to go into my Ghastly again. I know I'm quicker, and I've got Sludge Bomb, so I should be able to take the Apom out with Sludge Bomb in case I don't miss. So that's cool. Anyway, that was my last Pokemon as well. So that was an extremely close game and a really epic battle. So if you want to see any more of this, leave a comment. Please leave a like and all that good stuff. And thank you for watching.